What up, everyone? Welcome, welcome. We're here in Madison, Wisconsin right now. Second night now that we're out here. We'll give you a peek at the crowd. And hanging out here at the back, covering our movement out here. So, if you guys don't know, newslockdown.com right now, we got a story up. A long-time Madison activist was swooped up by a SWAT team last night in downtown. Jordan King, close personal friend of 2015 shooting victim Tony Robinson. King has led many peaceful marches here in Madison before, and he was picked up by Madison police last night, taken into custody within 90 seconds of being contacted, and is still currently being held in Dane County Jail. Protesters are definitely thinking about him tonight. Right now, we got a nice crowd of about 150 or so folks out on the Library Mall, UW campus here. I'll give you a peek. No peace, no justice, no peace, no peace. I want to ask all these manifestations are invited here tonight. Former mayor Paul Conley, and school superintendent, all the elders, and all the ladies. So all these manifestations that came out, I want them to hear directly from you. I want the power brokers of the city to hear directly from you. You all have been marching today. You all have been marching today. And these are the folks. So, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. All right, so we have the new school superintendent, the first African American school superintendent. As you know, every of the city is true. So the president of the Boys and Girls Club is currently addressing the crowd here. We've had multiple high-ranking former city officials speaking to the crowd tonight. Former Mayor Paul Soglin was present and has heard from folks. Currently, the crowd is gathered on the Library Mall on the University of Wisconsin-Madison campus. There have been marches all day long in Madison, all day long already. We had protest activity going on until the early morning hours last night. And basically, since the sun has come up, people have been out on the Capitol Square protesting for Jacob Blake. Jacob Blake, obviously, being the man that was shot 7 times in the back yesterday by Kenosha police. Welcome to the stream, guys. If you're just popping in, follow News Lockdown on Twitter. Follow News Lockdown on Facebook. Follow News Lockdown on Periscope. I'm going to be here covering this all night long. Again, this is the president of the Boys and Girls Club in the area, addressing the crowd right now. Try to get a little closer so we can hear him a little better here. This is the president of the Madison School District Board here. School board president is speaking right now. Got some divided opinions out here. The school board president's former occupation as a law enforcement officer. Being some fuck 12s as she speaks. crowd is giving some critical feedback, bringing up past protests at school board meetings. Crowd is really not super happy with school board president's speech right now. People are not very enthused about her saying, "I hear you," as a former law enforcement officer. May not have been in the best taste in front of the crowd out tonight, protesting law enforcement. Yeah, protesters bringing up that they're out here tonight to protest law enforcement. Yeah, a lot of feedback coming from the crowd. People getting pretty fed up with public officials holding influential offices that have not done enough to address systemic racism.
Tonight, I'm giving these sisters $5,000. $5,000. They call me if they want a hotline that black people call when they feel some issues with the community. And I'm going to have another $10,000 tomorrow. So when black.
Wow. The president of the Boys and Girls Club just committed $15,000 to give to demonstrators. I think he said demonstrators. You have to double check that. But president of the Boys and Girls Club just dedicating $15,000 to help support youth fighting for racial justice.
To these sisters that we need to show them some love. And I just want to bow down to you all.
So he's instructing the crowd to bow down here. Crowd is doing it for sure. Thanking the youth that helped organize some of the marches that we've seen here in Madison. There is a crowd, about 150 out here right now. He's bringing up Tony Robinson, victim of the 2015 Officer Matt Kenney shooting. Tony Robinson is 19 years old when MPD killed him on Williamson Street. Last night, MPD arrested a close personal friend of the late Tony Robinson. Jordan King was arrested by SWAT officers, Madison Police SWAT officers, last night on the square while dispersing an unlawful assembly. He is still in jail today.
Do not forget about everybody because we're all fighting for Black liberation. Speaking of Black liberation, when it comes to talking Black cancer, like I said, we have a very, very important thing here. So, we're going to use it. Take out your phone. If you have a phone, take out your phone. Take out your phone and start the video. We're going to list our 3 demands. We're going to
So,
make sure that
youth leader here directing people to get their phones out and start taking some video. And they're going to read off some demands. So everybody's got a nice video recording of what these demands are here.
You know their faces. You know your names. Remember them. If we do not get what we want, it's a problem. That means they don't like us for real. But they do. So they're here. And we're going to list those demands. One of those demands are Brianna's law. If you're here, please take out your phone. Please take out your pocket textbooks. Whatever it is you have, take them out. My life is very fucking important. Brianna's law was then no knock warrants.
Hey babe, welcome to the stream.
When you're looking for a person and you can't find them and you just barge at their house, you cannot do that. You have to knock, say who you're looking for and why. And a normal police officer does not get the authority to come and do that. The lieutenant in charge or the same person above you or the same person in that level will approve that. And you will have to know the location that has to be monitored by a SWAT operator or the person in charge has to know the location. If not, shut it down. And as of today, if that's not in order, we're going to have to shut the city down. Shut it down! 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 For all acts of process, if you feel you can do it. We put you in these positions. So please work with us. I want to be able to go to school. I want to be able to go outside. I want to be able to leave my house and not have a bunch of slugs shoot and kill me. Going into our next demand. So, just to reiterate, our 3 demands: Brianna's Law, the Hands Up Act, and community control. Say it with me. Brianna's Law, the Hands Up Act, or community control. Yeah, one at a time, okay? Brianna's Law.
Brianna's Law.
Hands Up Act.
Hands Up Act.
Community control.
Community control.
Brianna's Law. Brianna's Law. Hands Up Act. Hands Up Act. Community control. Community control. Whenever anybody asks you what we want here in Madison, you say those 3 things. Brianna's Law. Brianna's Law. Hands Up Act. Hands Up Act. Community control. Community control. So like you were saying, Brianna's Law is banning no knock warrants. It's also stating that you're a police officer. Keeping turns and allowing yourself to be laying on the police officer. Brianna's case, walking in plain clothing, also walking on one. Walking in plain clothing and having guns in the police. A boyfriend got back and then they tried to charge him. They tried to charge him when they came to his house, not announcing that they were police officers and pointed their guns at the wrong location. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. It's still unacceptable that somebody can go there. No. Because if you look around, if you see Matt Penny on a patrol with the horses, and people were asking him, are you Matt Penny? He looks down so proud, yes, I am Matt Penny. You know why? Because he's not a trick. They have so much power to take I mean it because we're also fighting with ourselves. The police department is also fighting with themselves. They don't know how to work together. If they did, they would not have killed Tony Robinson. They would not have killed Tony Robinson. They would not have killed every black person. Trust me, it would have not happened if I was white. My life story pretty much taught me more years in America. It's such a tragedy. Do you imagine losing 30 years of your life? That's a life sentence. Which they give us for an age. Which they give us for applause. Which they give us for advantage. Which they give us for making them out. We have pedophiles. And they're here walking free. We have white supremacists going right to it, and they're walking free. So when you kill a black person, you go to fucking jail.
Thanks for the share. Thank you for the share. If you're watching right now, give us a boost on Twitter. We want more people to tune in, hear these youth talk about their demands. Be Honest Law, banning no-knock warrants, Hands Up Act, community control.
So when Travis is here, let everyone know we have to show that we want this legislation to happen. Okay? Because we cannot have another Kenosha, we cannot have another Tony, we cannot have this anymore. This is scary. Our lives are on the line every day. Jordan King, a protester, an organizer just like us, who helped police our people's movement here in Madison, was arrested yesterday and is still in jail. And we still don't have bail. That could have been us. It is so easy to take a black body here in Madison. It is not as liberal as you think. The worst thing that we did here in Madison is think that we are liberal. Because now, there can be no injustice. There can be no oppression. We're too liberal. That doesn't exist here. If you think that Madison is not liberal, you'll see it. You'll question it. And questioning starts change. And change begins in the heart. So question everything.
Big cheers for Question Everything. Can't endorse
The
it.
last thing that we're looking for is community control. Community, the police, keeping each other safe, having transparency, having virtual town halls, having meetings in person after this whole pandemic thing. Right now they'll have meetings, but they'll happen on the weekends at like 7 a.m. Nobody's gonna go. On the weekdays, it'll be like 3 p.m. Nobody's gonna go. You have to see this and hold people accountable. We need to know what's going on. We cannot have the fire police commission be under the mayor. Because if they're a civilian body, they should be voted by a civilian body, not the mayor. They should be voted in by a civilian body. I'm going to just repeat that one more time. Not the mayor. Yes. Remember, not the mayor. Remember the video? Okay, with the police. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everyone in particular. Oh my God. What is that? So listen, separate the mayor from the people. And we're asking here, right? I went to West, which is right down the street. What am I looking for? I've been protesting since I was in high school, since I went to West, talking to superintendents. I was
Pretty psycho comment, but all right. A little bit psycho. I'm pretty sure everybody here thinks COVID is real. Everybody's wearing a mask, so yeah, that's just dumb. It's not.
Louder, let them hear you. Brianna's mom! Brianna's mom! Brianna's mom!
That's why we're out here.
Brianna's mom! Hands up there! Hands up there! Hands up there! Community control! Community control! Community control! Community control! Community control!
Oh, okay, so we're coming for you, and we're all armed and not afraid of keeping our nation. So it's just a taste of the sentiment tonight. Pretty fucking crazy people out here. If you're not tuned into Kenosha, Wisconsin scene, shots fired, Kenosha, Wisconsin scene fires tonight, tear gas deployed, Bearcats out on the town. Same scene as last night again. These aren't white kids talking, actually. These are black youth talking about educational reform. Universities love task forces. Can confirm. Can confirm.
We are not with each other or above, but we will let them know what the fuck we're above of. Say something and then we go to the march. Just remember, Black Lives Matter yesterday, now, today, forever, and beyond. It is a goddamn universe of that matter.
I'm so happy to be here tonight. I'm a organizer for West Alice. If you ever Shannon come and join us. I'm headed back to West Hollis tonight. Well, my Facebook is Malik Simmons. I have a podcast sit on, but you guys really shot me out. You all marched together. I know you wish people in West Hollis could see how you guys got together. And thank for those two wonderful young ladies. And God bless you guys. And it was a pleasure to be here tonight with you guys. Before we march, I want to introduce two people to you. I asked some of my friends from Milwaukee to come down. About a year ago, a young man by the name of Seville, 4 years ago, I remember we went down there to march. His brother was killed 4 years ago by a police officer. So he's coming here tonight to stand in unity with us, and he's going to say a few words. And before he speaks, I also asked the president of United Way to control and fund a lot of programs.
So I'm getting reports that another car dealership has gone up in Kenosha, Wisconsin. We have heard shots fired in Kenosha already tonight.
Elliot, shut up! Yeah.
You got something to say, come up here and say, stop that, man. It's disrespectful. She came here to address you all. Y'all back there being disrespectful. You got something to say, you right here. Please.
It's your time to talk. Come on.
Stand down.
On me, hush mode.
Unity first. People first. People first. Unity first. People first. People first. All of us. All of us. All of us.
Big typo there.
Y'all know me in this community as Ministry Comments. We all the way from the road and the we get our
You
beloved
keep
brothers.
talking while we're talking. Chief, we just gave you the option to talk. Come up here and talk then.
What we marched with over 4 years ago because his brother was killed by a police officer. And we still here today talking about our people being gunned down unlawfully by police officers like we don't know. I want my brother to say a few words. Y'all give it up for Sedan Smith. I said, how y'all doing out there today?
The brother of Seville Smith is currently here in Madison. His brother was killed by a police officer in Milwaukee a few years ago. The shooting of Seville Smith initiated a lot of civil unrest in Milwaukee. There were some riots. Particularly, I believe there was a gas station that was set on fire during that event.
Chased him down while his kid was in here. He got out of his car, running out the field. Seville didn't have a firearm in his hand, but he was running and approaching the fence. As we know, you can't touch the fence with both hands with a gun in your hand. So my little brother proceeded to throw his gun. As he threw his gun and grabbed the fence, the officer then shot him one time. And falling off the fence. The officer still thinking about it. He turned his left arm, took another step. He was over my little brother as he rolled over in agonizing pain and shot him through in his chest, point blank range, and still in pain. For a long time, the body camera footage was not released. So what the city of Milwaukee chose to do was they right, they look it. It was the first murder since the first place incident in Milwaukee. This was in 1976. 2015 was the year my brother was killed, August 13th. What I do now, in remembrance of my little brother, is I give back to the community. I've learned how to change tragedy into triumph. I'm the president of the youth chapter called Breaking Barriers Mentoring Team. What we do is change lives every day. We get out and we talk to the public. My brother's life will not be in vain because I chose to keep his name alive. Seville Smith! 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 So what his case is not over. I'm going to finish telling the story by saying that the officer proceeded to go to the bar that night and brag on the killing of my little brother. He said, "Bless the man," and he went home with this man, and he did what he had no business doing to this man. He was charged with rape of a male prostitute. The case of Seville Smith is still open. What we have done is march to get immunity banned on this officer. So there's a ban on his immunity. What we're going to do is we're going to come back into Madison and we're going to make sure that we get charges for what happened to our brother. Because of the news, the Bill story wasn't heard over what was heard to a male prostitute by a black officer. The officer then proceeded to serve his time when he was acquitted for the charges of my brother's death. But he was charged with the rape of a male prostitute. He did 3.5 years. As I said, my brother was killed 4 years ago, August 13th. This man got out. And we still proceeded to understand that we have a case to go forward with. But this man got out. And my brother is still gone. It makes no sense to me. How can you be charged with one egregious act and it separates you from being an egregious person and you commit another egregious act? Can somebody cold blooded to go out and brag on this? But to then be charged with your wrongdoing for raping a man, this is unjust. So what we're going to do is we're not going to ask for justice anymore. Justice is something that we've been marching for. Justice is the word that they've been using. Just as well as they throw around the word reform. We're going to march for a change. Did I hear y'all say, change for Seville? Change for Seville! 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 Change for Seville!
Follow the Facebook group Madison for Black Lives. On that page, you find about updates
just run. I just got a couple words to say. One, I'm mad as fuck. I'm embarrassed to be out here right now. I'm confused while I'm out here right now. I see 100 new faces because of a recent incident that we just had. You know, that shit kind of hit different when it's, in your home state, right? But what's to us though, this shit been all our lives. I don't need no claps for real. I'm mad as fuck right now. I don't need no claps. Because what I'm witnessing is a lot of people walking around this bitch for the trends. A lot of people giving us money because they guilty. And they feel guilty as fuck. They think to themselves, damn, it happened again. And we tried to warn them before it happened that it was going to happen again. Now we just left with another black man with 7 shots in his back. What? That looks like one of my brothers. That looks like one of my cousins. That's why we out here. We out here every day, y'all. We not out here for trends. We not out here to make people feel comfortable. Because at the end of the day, is you here with us every day. Not just when somebody died. Not just when somebody passed. Is you here when we got educational gaps? Is you here when I get harassed by the police? Is you here when I'm living in low-income housing? Are you here when my brother can't afford out this whole kid? But you got other kids going on field trips to the fucking hills and all this other big ass shit. All this money and shit that they trying to give us now, that shit not going. I'm terrorizing motherfuckers. Bring somebody back to life. Wake up. Every moment that we have, every Trayvon Martin, every Mike Brown, every Sandra Bland, people ride with us for the first couple of months, and then they see the twin die, and then they start leaving. They start leaving. First of all, if you feel called out right now, then you probably guilty. And you probably feel her guilt. But what you gotta understand in life, you're gonna feel some guilt. You're gonna feel like you could have been there. But you're here right now. So make this promise to me. Me, a black man in America. This shit is hard. So make this promise. From this day on, you're going to do what you can. You're going to add our pages. You're going to stand up for what you believe in and what you can do to help us. If you agree, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I hear that. It's like the 1960s did we started again. We scared right now. And a lot of people don't want to tell y'all the truth because they scared that they gonna push y'all away. But I know that if you honestly care for our cause, if you honestly care because you don't want to see another young black male die or a young black girl die, then you gonna ride with us no matter what. Because you actually care about us. And it's not about pushing you away. This is the last thing I'm going to say here. We started on this month. A wise man told me one day, he said, if you want to be comfortable, you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You know? And if you want to see something you never seen before, you got to do something you never did. Okay? Now, if you ready to go on this month, say, okay. My name is Bono, and I'm from Impact Man.
So we just heard from a variety of people here. We just heard from the president of the Boys and Girls Club, committed $15,000 to some youth groups in Madison to help them out, fight for their cause. We heard from the school board president, who people were not super happy with. So we're off here. Yeah, so the rally has wrapped up down at the Library Mall Park on UW campus. The group now is moving up State Street. It is just before midnight right now. Police scanners have been dead the last couple of days. Basically, no information coming at all over public airwaves about what police really want to do. So we're kind of going blind without that tonight, as we were last night. Now, just a quick update for folks that might not have tuned in at the beginning of this. Last night in Madison, there were some pretty large demonstrations. Probably at times maybe about 500 folks out here tonight or last night. And at the end of the night, police declared an unlawful assembly last night. They pepper sprayed folks, shot tear gas into the crowds, and they arrested, a SWAT team arrested a prominent protester. Jordan King was arrested last night in Madison. Jordan King is still in jail, facing 3 charges for criminal damage to property and 1 charge of carrying a concealed handgun. No indication as to whether it was legally owned. It could have been a permitted weapon that he just did not have a concealed carry license for. And there's no indication as to what property he damaged. He was picked off by a SWAT team when he was alone. Right now, we got folks up on stage. We're trying not to film people's faces out here. That is the proper culture for filming protests. So you got my face here while we're mobile. See you later. coming.
We don't get it. 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 Shut it down. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
If you're just joining us tonight, we've been streaming live here in downtown Madison for about an hour or so. We had a rally in front of the library on UW campus. There have been marches going on all day long. I haven't been out at all of them. People have been out here basically since daybreak. Got folks watching their business out here on State. So we're down here on State Street on the fucking 500 block of State Street down toward University. We got definitely a young crowd. Can I advise you for it? Do you want to just say like 30 seconds to the camera about why you're out here? I know you gave that nice big speech, but you know.
Right now, we're trying to move about that.
All right, man. No worries. Thank you. We're in Madison, Wisconsin. News Lockdown. We're based in Madison here. I mostly cover folks going on here. I cover a little bit going on in Kenosha. You follow at News Lockdown or at Highest Winds on Twitter. You get some updates, digital, ground, a mixed variety. We got a crowd going down State Street here. We're seeing some of the artwork here that has taken over the plywood on most restaurants and businesses in Madison. The street has become essentially a giant mural over the summer after the riots in May and June. Basically every single business on the street boarded up and had artists come and paint some really, really nice murals on the boards in front of these downtown area businesses. So it's pretty boarded up here. So I'm getting reports right now. Apparently there were shots fired in Kenosha on journalist Corey Elijah's stream. Corey Elijah, excuse me. Koerri Elijah. Corey has been filming the protest in Kenosha for the last couple nights. He's a native. He's from there. And I'm just getting information that apparently there were shots fired, a gunfight, apparently, on his Facebook live stream. So if you guys are digital trying to check out what's going on in Kenosha, hop over to Corey Elijah on Facebook. Not sure what's going on. Check shit in the chat that you find out. We got a nice crowd tonight. Really big. I'd say pretty similar to the last night here. Maybe a little bigger. Last night, not Sunday night, Monday night, was kind of slapped together, one day after the shooting. Word still has to get out just a little bit, the people that aren't super plugged in to find out and get mad enough to leave their house. So tonight, we got about a couple hundred, maybe a little bit more than that are marching. Some cheers, some applause. Unsure exactly what happened up here. So I'm probably midway through the crowd here, maybe towards the end. There's at least 100 people in front of me or more. Motorcycles riding up and down the street currently. Folks out to make the streets their own tonight. Have fun, do what they want. Got more boards. Stop right here real quick. Jacob's World. Obviously about Jacob Blake, 29-year-old black man from Kenosha, Wisconsin, who was shot 7 times. He's now paralyzed from the waist down. So I'm seeing police now. It's the first time I have run into any presence. So far, they're blocking some traffic here in anticipation of people coming up the street. It is pretty quiet downtown for the most part. Oh shit. So apparently in Kenosha, a man named CJ was streaming and someone was shot in the stomach. That's just happening in Kenosha, Wisconsin, my hometown. In the center of protests now that Jacob Blake was shot Sunday night 7 times in the back by Kenosha police. Some speculation floating around about who the officer was. I don't feel comfortable that information is incredibly accurate, but there is video, very clear video showing exactly the events leading up to and including the shooting. So the group has pretty much reached the top of the state. I've not seen any cops at all yet. Now, police chief in Madison was at a press conference today talking about the events of last night. And the Madison fire chief was at that press conference talking about how, quoting mostly directly, the Madison police saved lots of life using pepper spray and tear gas last night. No one's really sure what that's about, or if there was actual danger to people. I was present filming last night. I didn't see anything that could have killed anybody, so take that with a grain of salt. But the police chief did say today he knew firsthand of the arrest of Jordan King, longtime activist from Madison. So definitely a question as to why MPD was focusing on Jordan King last night. The scene of that arrest just up the street from me back here took place last night at about 2:13 a.m. At about 2:13, they isolated Jordan King, and a SWAT team surrounded him, pinned him to the ground, and took him into a vehicle, all within about 2 minutes. That was just up the street. Jordan King, again, a prominent Black Lives Matter protester, friend of 2015 shooting victim Tony Robinson, who was killed in Madison. So we are up here at the top of State Street. I'm probably going to take a quick break here, get some water, catch us live again on Periscope, on Twitter, News Lockdown. Story up on Jordan King on newslockdown.com. All lowercase, all one word. Find that shit there. Share that shit. Important shit. If you're in Kenosha, stay safe. If you're in Madison, stay safe. We'll see you next broadcast.